Okay, as far as the guys that won't practice today, it'll be Frank Clark. His neck has been acting up a little bit, so he won't practice. Try to get that to settle down a little bit. And then Darren Lee has sickness. Kendall Fuller had his thumb fractured, right, and Rick covered that with you yesterday. And then Andrew Wiley with the ankle sprain. So Patrick will go do a few things, and we'll just see how he does. We'll evaluate him every day that he's out there. In the meantime, Matt will take the reps with Patrick, and so we'll just at the quarterback spots. So, all right, that time's yours.
Has he progressed maybe quicker than you guys expected from this?
Yeah, I mean he's done well. I mean we're going to just see how he does and evaluate it from there. But Matt will get a good percentage of the reps out there.
Andy, will it involve any throwing at all for Patrick, or is it just
he'll throw today. He'll throw today. Yeah.
Along with just sort of, I guess, lateral drills to sort of see where he is.
Yeah, he'll do the individual stuff. Yeah.
In a perfect world, could he play Sunday?
We'll see. We're going to try to take it day to day, and still at the same time make sure Matt's ready to play. So.
Coach, you mentioned that Matt would take reps with Patrick. Is there a clear number one reps versus number two reps, even reps?
Yeah, I'm going to see how it goes out there, and then we'll roll from there. But we'll just see how it plays out as we go here. But
do you expect Eric Fisher to be full steam at practice today?
Yeah, he's going to give it a whirl out there likewise, and see how he does. And we'll just some of these guys we just got to see go through the practice. So.
Same with Chris Jones, I'm guessing.
Chris Jones, yeah, we'll see there too. All the injured guys, all those guys that are coming back, we'll just see how they play out, and they see what they can do and can't do.
Coach, when you look at Green Bay and you see their last game out, so different from the time before, what are just some of your thoughts on this team as you get ready to play?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing real good football, and so we know that. And so we're starting that process here, getting ready. We started yesterday, and we'll continue on through Saturday, getting ready to play a good football team. And they're playing both sides of the ball, special teams. All three phases are doing well for them.
Andy, you're so in game management mode when everything's going on, but I'm curious, when you saw the initial stuff with Patrick, did you have a tremor go through you that might be it for the season?
I didn't think that, but when he's down on the ground, he's not one that lays around very much. So for him to be down there and stay down there, I just wanted to see what was wrong, and so once I saw it, I've seen that before, so I kind of knew, or I thought I knew. I'm not a doctor, but I thought I knew what was there. Those do not look pretty. That's not. There's a. It doesn't look real good, but they're all different levels of it. So he had the best possible one that you can have, I guess.
So in the moment, though, you've got to compartmentalize it anyway. I mean, whatever. It's not like you can do anything about it. That you knew you didn't have to figure out what it was till later anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I just went out to see what it was, and when I got there, I saw it, and I had a decent idea of what was going on. And then the next thing is to get Matt ready to go, loosen up and ready to play. I mean, you don't have much time for anything else.
Andy, I know that you mentioned before past progression in terms of just the study, what it takes on a week in, week out basis to get ready for an opponent. It's a few days, but what have you seen about him going through sort of a rehab process for the first time in his professional career? What have you sort of seen that gives you sort of comfort that he can at least do some things today?
Yeah, I mean, he attacks everything. That's how he goes about it. And I think it was important that he heard from the doctors and the trainer that he could proceed and that things would be okay as he went forward. And so he's been full steam ahead. That's what he's been doing. And but that's why he does everything. He's going to try to do it the right way and work hard, and that's what he's been doing.
Andy, you from the start, you kind of said, hey, this is fluid, it'll all depend on when he's feeling better and what the doctors are saying, but still, it's been less than a week since the injury. Are you a little surprised he's already back up on his feet, so to speak?
Well, I mean, it came in stages because I heard the same thing you guys heard as far as it was the best possible result, and then I kind of program in the way he rolls, and that's how he goes. And Rick does a good job of managing those guys so they're not doing too much or not enough, and he's been doing it a long time, so I trust them to do their job. But after it happened, he thought he could go back in. So I mean, that's how he's wired. I mean, he's wired a little different that way.
Coach, with the trade deadline rapidly approaching here in less than a week, what goes into the evaluation process of the staff and with Brett Beach to determine whether to stand pat or to make a move?
Yeah, so Brett and his crew do all of that. Mike Borgonzi and his whole group there, they work like crazy on that, and then they kind of leave us alone unless they haven't had an opinion on somebody. Then they'll have a coach look at it, and but that's how they do the work. That's where it's at.
How active do you potentially see the Chiefs making the move here in the next couple of days?
I don't know that. You can grab Brett and ask him. That's he does all that. I don't really worry about that. I'm too busy doing what I'm doing. So.
And as far as Patrick, the work, to kind of build off what Nate asked, but the work that Patrick's put in, is this sort of the type of injury where you can expedite how quickly you come back based on the work you put in? Do you have to wait on certain things to heal him out?
Yeah, so everybody's different, right? So we've said that, and that's why I had Rick get up here and talk, because he knows more about it than what I do. And really the doctors are telling you, what he can do along the way within reason. So he's been doing that and doing it well, and that's probably what I'd tell you. I mean, it's we just got to wait and see how it goes. But that's why we're doing what we're doing here.
If it is Matt, what's your confidence level that he's able to handle some of the complex plays,
Yeah.
decision making?
Yeah, no problem. He's since he's been here, he's just grinded to learn all this stuff. So I don't think I'm not worried about that part of him getting in and going. I wasn't worried the other night. He knocked a little rust off as he went. We all saw that. So, but I think this week of practice, him working in there and having an opportunity to at least get in and do a couple things will, would benefit him if he's got to go. So.
You had said, after the game on Thursday that you have a game plan built that Patrick can run, but that Mahomes, that Matt can run too when he comes in. What's kind of the art and the science of doing that when maybe you've got to prepare for 3 different quarterbacks you can run?
Yeah, well, these game plans are long, large, and so they're parts of it that are good for all of them, whoever's going to be suited up, and there might be a specific thing here or there that you kind of match for the guy's ability, his strengths, but other than that, you just roll with it. So they've all got to learn it. I mean, these guys know that in a second they could be in. That's especially a veteran guy like Matt.
Last couple guys, we'll go around the room.
Coach, you've had the play the backup a number of different times and had quite a bit of success with it. Is there a a rally around the backup quarterback? Do you notice just like a natural motion? Everybody else out there says I got to step my game up, and maybe you get all 21 other guys best, because they know they've got it.
Yeah, I think it depends on the individual that's the backup. So how they handle themselves, and the way they prepare, the way they run the scout team when they're during the week, when the starter's out there playing. There's a certain trust that you build up doing that, and then it's a matter of getting in and doing it. But everybody picking their game up, I'd hope they pick it up every week. That's what you hope. So, and give you their best, which I felt that from our team. So, I'm not asking them to do that. I'm asking them to just go play. Whoever's in, you go play. I mean, we've done that with every position. And if you have an opportunity to play, step your game up and let's go. Let's go play, right?
Sifting through the injuries along the O-line, with Wiley still down, Fisher kind of potentially returning, has Rankin showed you enough for consideration that he could maybe stay in the mix at that position if Wiley can't get?
Yeah, I mean, he did a nice job for us. Cam did a nice job at tackle and has also played guard, so you have flexibility there. I thought it was a positive, though, Rankin having the opportunity to get in and play and do what he did. But yeah, and then we'll just see how it kind of rolls here as we go this week.
Andy, you have a sense for how much Sammy Watkins will be able to do?
Yeah, we'll see out here. I mean, again, he's like these. They've been moving around well enough to get out there to practice. So, and then we'll just see how all that goes. I kind of put him in that group with these guys that are practicing that have been banged up.
Karen.
Coach, you said overall Green Bay's playing well, but specifically Aaron Rodgers. When you look at him, I mean, this guy's been playing for a while. Is he still playing at his age at that high level? Especially the game I last saw was amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're talking about a future Hall of Famer, and he's playing like a future Hall of Famer. So he's playing great football, and he's sharp right now and accurate, and he's running the offense like he always does. I mean, at a Hall of Fame level. Yeah.
Herbie.
Coach, Pat Shermer just told the Giants media on his son Kyle getting elevated. It's good. Maybe he won't have to charge us for Ubers anymore. What did you see out of Kyle over the last 2 weeks, or excuse me, last 2 months, and how has he progressed?
Yeah, he. I thought he had a good training camp, well enough to make the team, and so he did, and then he works like crazy at practice. Now, the one thing we don't have is NFL reps during the game, but what he showed us was that he's a good young quarterback that has a future. So we felt comfortable bringing him up. Yeah.
Last two, Nate, and then BJ.
And you had spoken a little bit earlier about the trade deadline. It seems that when you entered the league, that the trade deadline was sort of a date that really wasn't memorable for fans, let alone NFL teams. Just can you speak to the nature of how much there seems to be more fluidity in the league coming towards the trade deadline, and how much that sort of affects where you think your team may be at this point in time?
Yeah, I think you're right. Just a couple years ago, people were saying that there are no trades that take place in this league, a few years back. So I think it's a positive. I think it's where it's gone with all the rules, regulations, and salaries. People look forward to that, and I think the media coverage is way different than it used to be. I mean, that's helped, I'm sure, accelerate that excitement a little bit.
Last one, B.
Coach, I know that there have been a lot of just historical things this year. It's the 100th year of the NFL, 60th season of the Chiefs, and just with the Chiefs and the Packers, the historic of just what they did to establish the NFL as it is today, and obviously your connection with the Packers. I know that you get caught up into what you're doing, but just what kind of appreciation do you have for these two franchises and kind of what this whole thing symbolizes on Sunday?
Yeah, so I've been lucky to been with 3 organizations that have a history in the league, and none older than what you've got going this weekend. So the Packers were right there, close to the beginning, right there, and then the Chiefs with the whole upstart of the AFL. So I think it's great. There are not a lot of people that are still alive that remember all that, right, that were there for it, but I think that the history of it and the way it's maintained, the history of both organizations, I think is a tribute to the families that have worked the 2 different organizations. So the Packers don't have a specific owner. It's run by the city and the board and so on, and the shareholders. So, but it's kept that living. And I think and both teams have had success throughout the years, and stand where they are right now with success. So it's a tribute contribute to the league and to those two organizations.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.